Today I'm going to be sharing how to make painted wax seals. This is something I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and I finally sat down and took the time to learn how to do it and also make a tutorial to show you guys as well. My name is Betsy Goodman. I'm a wax seal and lettering artist, and I'm so excited to show you this fun and easy way that you can add a festive touch to your wax seals. So let's get started. Let me first show you the supplies that you're going to need today. So you're going to need some wax seal stamps. So for this one, we're doing kind of holiday themed stamps. So I have a bunch in my shop. This is the Merry and Bright, which is really cute and fun. You're going to need some sealing wax. So I have cream sealing wax because I think it'll be a nice backdrop to our paint. And you're going to need to have a low temp glue gun. I have this heating up already. You're going to need some Testors paint. It's just this paint. It comes in a set of 8. I guess here's the packaging where you can see what it looks like. But this is great because we've got lots of colors. We can do a lot of mixing to get the different colors that we want. And some paint thinner that also comes in the set. And then you'll need a paintbrush. And so this is a really good one that's got a small tip, but good for what we're doing here. I have a few extra paintbrushes that are not as good of quality of a paintbrush, but I'm going to be using these for mixing the colors, just so my painting paintbrush doesn't get dirty. And then I have these cute little frames that I'm going to be adding the sills to. So I have the frames. I don't have any really pretty like reds and greens papers, but I do have these envelopes. So I'm planning to cut these down and use it as paper in the frame. That's everything I'm going to be using today. Let's jump in and start making these hand-painted seals. We're ready to pour our seal, and we want to pour more than we normally would. So we would do 1 squeeze and 2 squeezes. So it is a lot of wax, but we do want to have a nice big painting area around the edge. So we got to let this cool. I would let it cool a little bit longer than normal, so probably more like 90 to 120 seconds, and then we'll remove it and we can start painting. Let's check if our seal is cool. So it should just come off like so, and look how cute. So this is going to be perfect. We have plenty of room for painting. There is one little bubble here, but I'm not too worried about it because we're painting this whole area, so we can cover that with some paint. But we've got this super cute seal to work with, so let's start painting. Now that we've finished our seals, I have this cute little candy cane that I made as well, and our Merry and Bright. So we will do, this one will do some painting around the edge and on the design, and this one will just paint the design, just to show you a few options of things you could do with these paints. So something to note about these is they are an oil-based paint, so there's going to be some separation, and so I have just been kind of shaking them like this to make sure the colors mixed, and I'm just going to pour some into here. So you can use these colors as is, or I'll show you how you can mix a few colors to get different shades and tones. You also have in here paint thinner, and this is going to be used if you do need to thin out the paint a little bit, and also to clean off your brushes. This paint won't come off with water. You have to use the paint thinner to clean your brushes. There's also this really beautiful gold color that's included in this set, so I love that. So we'll be using the gold and the red, and we'll use green, and we'll mix green with some other colors to get some pretty variation. The other thing I wanted to mention about these paints is that they're really strong, so you're going to want to do this by an open window where you have some ventilation. It's winter time now, but this is something I could see myself totally just doing outside. And in this moment, I'm not wearing a mask because I have the microphone and I want to record this, but the other times that I've painted, I've also worn a mask as well, just so that I'm not breathing in any of the fumes. So I just want you to be aware of that with these paints, that's part of it. So let's go ahead and start with this one. And the first thing I want to do is just get some colors ready. So I'm using these more inexpensive paintbrushes. I bought them for a workshop and I have about 200 left over. So I just have a ton of these around. So that's why I'm going to be using them for mixing, and I'll use my nice paintbrush otherwise. Well, I want to do a red and a green, and this red is really great, and I think I'll use it straight this color for the candy cane. But for my Marion Bright, it's a little bit bright. So I'm gonna pair it with a few different colors. And then the same with the green. This is a really bright green, which I do not love. And so I wanna mix it with a few other colors to get a little bit of a different tone. So I'm gonna do some color mixing now. For the green, I'm gonna be adding some blue, yellow, and a tiny bit of gold. And the red, I think I'm gonna be adding a little bit of gold and blue. So I wanna start with my green, and so I'm not loving how bright this green is. So I'm gonna be mixing in some blue to get a little bit of a darker tone. And I do want a little bit of the yellow as well. And I'm going to take a tiny bit of the gold so that there's a little bit of a shimmer to it. So I'm thinking something like that. It's just a little bit darker and a little bit of a prettier tone. And then for the red, I want to do similarly that I just want to add a little bit of blue. I might have made it way too dark. Yep. Too much blue. I do love that color though, but I do need a little bit more of the red. So we'll just pour a little bit more in. And this paint like goes a long way, and so if you can dip right into the bottle or maybe pour a little less, it'd probably be a little better. So I'm liking that, and I think I might take a little bit of this gold so we've got some of that shimmer in the red paint as well. So that's looking pretty. And then I just want to pour a little bit more of my gold because I ended up using it all. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm using my nice brush now, and I'm just going to dip it in to the green paint. I'm just going to start with doing really thin lines. And then going back over it to make kind of like pine branches. So just smaller little strokes that connect to the main stem. Something like that. And then I'm just going to rotate it. And I'm going to do another one. And you're trying to get as thin of strokes as you can, but it's hard. It's a little tricky, but it's still going to look good when we're done at the end, regardless. Then we can also do one if we do a thin line for the stem, and we can kind of press down on the brush to make a little leaf shape. Something like that. And we're just gonna I'm just gonna fill the whole edge with these little pine branches and these little leafies. I finished all the green on this still, and before I clean off my paintbrush, because I have to use the paint thinner, I do want to paint any green that I need here, so I can just paint all the colors before I clean my brush. And so this just has a few little leaves right here on the candy cane, so I'm just going to paint those green, and then I'll show you how to clean off your brush. To clean the brush, I'm going to start by wiping it just on a paper towel or napkin and just trying to get off as much paint as I can until I feel like I've got most of it off here. And then what I can do is take the paint thinner and just do a quick dab in and then continue cleaning off the brush, and I'll dip it again. And we just have to do this a few times until we get all that paint out, and then we'll be ready to switch to our next color. But so it's not hard to clean the brushes, but it does take some time. So I think it's best to do all one color first before you move on to the next color. So now we've got our paintbrush all nice and clean, so we can start on adding the red. We'll come back to our Merry and Bright to keep working on this one. And for the red, we're just going to be adding some tiny little dots for berries. So I have some of my red, and I'm just looking for little pockets of negative space where I can just paint a few little berries, and I can do some bigger and some smaller, but I'm just going to work my way all the way around, filling up that negative space with berries. So I'm feeling good about this. It's super cute. The last step is doing gold on the words. I'll just move that over for a little bit. So here we can use this red that I have, but it's so much darker. I'm going to clean off my brush and just use the red, this straight red, because I think it'll be nice and bright for the candy cane. All right, so we've finished our candy cane with the red and green, and we've got our Merry and Bright with red and green. So the next step is just going to be adding the gold. So I'm going to add gold to the bow on the candy cane and gold to the lettering here, and then we'll be all done and we'll see how they look. So these are the 3 sills that I did today. So I have this one with the Merry and Bright that's really cute, this one that has the red berries, and this one has the darker berries. And it did get a little bit messy around the bow, but I still think they're super, super cute. So let's go on to the last step and put them in a cute little frame so they make a cute gift. So our last step is just to prepare this frame. So I think this is such a fun way to use a sill, and because we've painted it, it feels like so special of a sill that it could be on display like a little mini artwork. So these little frames are from let's see, Hobby Lobby, and I'm not using the glass, but I'm going to keep it within the frame. And then I'm using this envelope because I don't have any solid red paper, but I'm just going to use this piece from the frame and a pencil to go around. And this way I can have a really pretty red background. So we finished that. I just want to make sure the side that has pencil isn't showing. So I'm going to put that back into the frame, and then I'm going to put my glass piece, and then I'm going to cover it with the back. And then I've got this really cute red in the gold. Now our sills should be dry that we can add them here. So the last step is just placing a glue dot underneath the seal and pressing it on. And then you have this super cute little frame. Let me show you how it looks with the candy cane as well. Look how cute this is. Look at all those fun holiday details in the edge. This one has all the painting on the inside of the sill. You add it to the frame and it's such a cute, fun little gift or a wax seal that you can display. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope this has given you some inspiration and lots of ideas for how you could add painting to your own wax sills this holiday season and into the future as well. If you love wax sills, check out the Wax Sill Club. It's a subscription box that comes every other month and delivers wax sill supplies right to your door. I also have an amazing membership called the Script and Sill Society. Every other month you get to do a fun lettering and wax sill project. Make sure to follow my channel here on YouTube, as well as follow me on Instagram, begoods.lettering, and follow along for the rest of the 12 days of Christmas as I share fun and festive ways that you can use wax seals this holiday season.